G'day humans, Chris Stead here. In this video, I'm going to compare the just announced Google Pixel 9 Pro with the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL and the Google Pixel 9. Let's jump in. So these phones have just been announced. In fact, I've got them in my hands too. There's the Pixel 9 and that's the Pixel 9 Pro XL. Now I can't unbox them just yet, in front of you guys anyway, and I cannot give you my review impressions, but stay tuned to the channel. They are coming. They're just under a bit of an embargo for the moment, along with a few other just announced Pixel products, so stay tuned to the channel. But in this video, I'm going to do a specs comparison of the Pixel 9 Pro XL, the Pixel 9 Pro and the Pixel 9. So the three new phones, so you can get an idea of what the difference is between them if you're considering which one that you need to buy. So we're going to start with a specs comparison, and then after that, I'm going to jump into a presentation that was provided to media here in Sydney, Australia, where Google offered its thoughts or its insights into what it thinks is the big deal with these phones and the difference between them as well. So you're going to get my side of things and their side of things. All right, let's jump in with the specs. Righto then, let's start with the basics. Now release date wise, they're all coming out on the same day. Now as we go through these specs, you're going to notice that the Pixel 9 Pro XL and the Pixel 9 Pro are more or less identical. The only real difference is size. So that's an important note, but I just wanted to have it there for completion so you can see specifically what I'm referring to. Now with the price here in Australia, it's a from price because the price does change depending on the capacity that you go for. But you're looking at $16.99 for the 9 Pro, $13.49 for the Pixel 9, and $18.49 for the Pixel 9 Pro XL. Now weight-wise, you'll see, and weight and dimension-wise, you'll see that the 9 Pro and the Pixel 9 are more or less the same. Well, they are the same, pretty much. That's because what they've actually done is they have basically created a Pro version in the smaller form factor rather than creating an XL version in the bigger form factor, if that makes sense. So they've made a smaller version of the Pro for people who want a smaller device in their pockets. So it's the Pro XL there, you can see where the extra weight comes in and that extra size. You can see the main reason for that size when we just look over at the display comparison. So 6.3 actual displays across the 9 Pixel and the 9 Pixel Pro. And you step up to the 6.8 actual display with the 9 Pro XL. Now the LTPO you can see in the brackets there, that stands for low temperature polycrystalline oxide, which is a kind of backplane technology which is available on the two Pro models. And that is going to give you improved power efficiency and dynamic refresh rates. So if you look down at the refresh rate down below that, you'll see that they're all smooth displays, but you've got a 60 to 120 Hertz options with the Pixel 9, but then when you get step to the Pixel 9 Pro and the Pro XL, you've got this kind of fluctuating refresh rate between 1 and 120 Hertz, and that's where you're going to get your more battery efficiency. Now when we dive into the resolution, understandably the Pro is going to give you a sharper resolution on the screen. You can see there that's 1280 by 2856 on the Pixel 9 Pro, and that's going to give you 495 ppi, so that's pixels per inch. So kind of that's your resolution right there. In the Pixel 9, that drops to 1080 by 2424 pixels at 422 ppi, and the Pixel 9 Pro XL, you're just basically stretching that Pixel 9 Pro out a bit more, so you're losing a bit of the ppi, but you're getting it kind of a bit more for your screen real estate as well. We also see a bump in brightness for the 9 Pro and the Pro XL. They jump up to 2000 nits with HDR on at 3000 nits peak. Slightly lower on the Pixel 9, but overall brightness is very impressive. And then when we look at the battery life, it's really quite interesting. They've offered a pretty vague reflection of battery life here. They're saying 24 hours plus is expected across all three devices, but that can go up to 100 hours with battery saver on. Obviously that's highly unlikely, but their theory is 100 hours get you through a camping trip or a music festival or something like that. You can run it for 100 hours in battery saver mode, but yeah, 24 plus. Interestingly, one of the few differences between the 9 Pro and the 9 Pro XL can be seen in the battery capacity. It doesn't seem to have changed what they're expecting from battery life, potentially just showing what that bigger screen real estate is just drawing a little bit more power. But you're looking at 5060 milliamp hours on the Pro XL, and it also charges faster. So you're going to get 70% for 30 minutes of charging. Now it's worth noticing in their fast charging well, worth noting that their fast charging figures are based on you using the 45-watt USB-C charger, which they do not include in any of the three. And I'm getting a bit annoyed at the lack of inclusions of these charging, the full charging equipment required that we're seeing across multiple devices, not just Pixel. So on the build front, obviously there's a lot more going on than I'm mentioning in these tables. I'm just referring to basically the things that are specifically going to offer a variance between the devices. There's plenty of features which are across all three, like pages of features. But I just wanted to bring out some of the high level ones. So processor wise, they've all got exactly the same Google Tensor G4. I'm going to do a separate video on that chip, so stay tuned to the channel for that. Same security as well, co-processor. Gemini has also leveled up, and I'm going to do a separate video that focuses in specifically on how they've explained to me or us, the journalists, what Gemini Live is going to deliver and what's new about Gemini. On the RAM front, we're looking at a bit of a decline, or a bit lower on the Pixel 9, 12 gigabytes of RAM, 16 gigabytes on the Pro models, and a bit more of a capacity range on the Pro models too, which isn't unexpected. Slight change in the frame, so it's polished metal on the Pro models, but just a kind of classic satin finish on the Pixel 9. Now, there's a range of sensors that all three phones do have. They've got proximity, ambient light, accelerometer, gyrometer, magnetometer, barometer, sorry. But the one thing that's different between them is the temperature sensor. So only the 9 Pro and Pro XL, 9 Pro XL have the temperature sensor. The Pixel 9 does not. Okay, this is a busy page. We're onto the cameras here. So let's have a look at the difference between them. Now, interestingly, the wide camera on all three devices is identical. So 50 megapixels with a 1.68 aperture, 1/1.31 image sensor, so that's your low light. That's going to let your that's going to define how well it goes in low light situations, and an 82% field of view. So that's across all three cameras. The ultra wide camera is also identical across the three cameras, so nothing specifically to speak about there. Obviously, the field of view jumps out because it's ultra wide, but still pretty impressive on the pixel count, the aperture. A bit of a fallout on the low light there, but still pretty good with the image sensor. Now when we go to the telephoto camera, the third camera is only available on the 9 Pro and the Pro XL. And it retains that 48 megapixel aperture, again, steps out a little bit, and the field of view obviously tightens right up because it's telephoto. Now you can see SRZ there, that stands for Super Res Zoom. So you got 30 times Super Res Zoom on the 9 Pro and up to 5 times optical zoom. And that's the same across both the Pro and the Pro XL. When we go to the Pixel 9, there is no telephoto camera, but it's worth mentioning that you do get 8 times Super Res Zoom and up to 2 times optical zoom on the wide camera. Now, I do want to also point out that elsewhere in the spec sheet for this, it does point to a maximum of 10 times optical zoom for the 9 Pro and the Pro XL, but doesn't mention it specifically on any of the cameras. So I'm not sure if that's just a particular shooting mode that you can get to 10 times optical zoom on, but it is actually referenced in the spec sheet for the Pro XL and the Pro. The other big changes on the front camera, so the Pixel 9 Pro and the Pixel 9 Pro XL, 49 megapixel front camera, very impressive, 103 degree field of view as well, which is also really good. That's going to really help with selfies. And then you got that 2.2 aperture, so that steps out a little bit. So a little less effective in low light than the wide camera on the back, but still not too bad. When you move to the Pixel 9, that megapixels, so the resolution is going to drop significantly down to 10.5 megapixels. Field of view is 95, so it also drops, not too bad, but also drops, but there's a significant difference there in the cameras between the three phones, is that you're getting the telephoto camera on the back, a third camera on the back of the Pro and the Pro XL, and that front camera is significantly better on the 9 Pro and the Pro XL. It's also worth mentioning that there's a stack of camera and editing features. I think I'm going to do a separate video specifically on those, so look out for that. The camera and editing features are the same almost across the entire board for all three phones, except for Zoom Enhance, which is only available on the Pro models. Finally, let's have a look at video. So the rear video on the 9 Pro and the Pro XL offers that 8K option at 30 frames a second. Otherwise, they're comparable with the 4K and HD, which are available on all three phones at 24, 30, and 60 frames per second. You can also go into slow motion modes and stuff like that at 240. There are optional modes, but that's the kind of raw specs over the top. Interesting with the zooms, the Pixel 9 is offering 7 times digital zoom on video, whereas the Pro models offer 20 times super res zoom. So again, stepping it up a little bit with the camera there. Front camera though, interestingly, despite the front camera being much more powerful than the Pros, on the video side of things, it offers the same across the board, 4K HD at 30 or 60 frames per second option. Now, there's again a whole suite of video features that are available. The only difference you'll find is that the 9 Pro and the 9 Pro XL offer video boost, night boost, and super res zoom as mentioned, whereas the Pixel 9 do not have those features. When it comes to colors, there is a slight difference. So on the normal Pixel 9, you've got Obsidian and Porcelain across the range, but then on the 9, you've got Wintergreen and Peony as options, whereas on the 9 Pro XL, you've got Hazel and Rose Quartz as options. Other than that, the phones are pretty much the same across all the other specs, so same audio capability, same microphone capability, same connectivity, same safety, security, type of Gorilla Glass, all of that kind of stuff is all the same. All right, let's dive in and have a look at the presentation where the Google Pixel team is going to just run you through a bit more of the differences between these phones and also where it stepped it up from the Pixel 8 of the last generation. Let's go to that.
To kick things off, we're going to talk about our latest phone series, the Pixel 9, the 9 Pro and the Pro XL. Then we'll talk about wearables with the Pixel Watch 3, the Buds Pro 2, and a little surprise making its Australian debut that we'll share in just a moment. Starting with the latest generation of Pixel devices. The Pixel 9, you can see here, it has a brand new look. It's really anchored around this modern sculpted camera bar, that iconic kind of Pixel brand element. With our Pro phones, for the first time ever this year, the Pro phones are actually coming in 2 sizes. This choice of size is something that customers have asked for a long time, particularly those who might have smaller hands, looking for better pocketability. I personally like to run with my phone, and so having the Pro experience just at a smaller form factor is a real strong point. In terms of what that means, this year you will have the all-new Pixel 9 Pro, 6.3 inches, so similar in size to last year's base model, and the Pro XL, which is 6.8 inch corner to corner, so similar to last year's Pro. Aside from screen size and power, these devices share all of the same specs. So it's not a compromise, you're not making a choice between camera quality or battery. It is really a question of what suits you best. You'll get all the specs afterwards, but just to kind of make sure that that is an uncompromised choice in size this year. In terms of design, both share this meticulous craftsmanship, great design elements. The Pro has a soft matte touch glass back finish. It's got these beautiful polished edges that when you get to see them in real life really pop beautifully. Thanks to these updated designs, these devices are also twice as durable as the last generation. That's a combination of design choices and some advanced engineering that the team has put in. These phones are built to last, right? Both in terms of design and durability, but also in terms of software and how they continue to evolve and get better. Last year we announced 7 years of software support for our devices, and we're continuing that through this year. So OS updates, pixel drops, and security updates through to 7 years. Fun part, choosing colors. This year we have 4 colors, Obsidian and Porcelain, which are sort of the classic neutrals. We have a beautiful Hazel and Rose Quartz. Don't let the screen fool you. You'll get to see them in person. These colors are beautiful, particularly the Rose Quartz this year is one I'm a real fan of. In terms of camera, it's a Pixel presentation. We're not going to get through it without talking about camera. This year's camera on the Pro is our best camera system yet. With Pixel, you have the first end-to-end AI-powered camera stack. And what that means is it gives users these sort of beyond stunning photos and videos. Triple rear camera system here, you can see we've upgraded the ultra-wide, the 3 camera setup on the Pro line, really allowing for both macro focus, telephoto, and just beautiful light detection across the range. The front-facing camera, I can see a gentleman in the front here, so he's a selfie camera and doesn't want to talk about it. We all love to look our best. And with Pixel this year, we have really upgraded the front-facing camera, jumping from 12 megapixel in last year's device to 48 this year. So sharper, crisper front-facing images, as well as better light detection. This lens also has a greater field of view, so if you're taking sort of group shots with your friends, you now have a much wider range there too. I'll jump through sort of some of the technical pieces, and we'll get into features in a second. Display-wise, our brightest and most beautiful display yet. The bezels on this device are, as you can see, much smaller. We have thinner bezels, uniform around the device, and the screen is also significantly brighter. So great for viewing outdoors and in bright environments. Again, from a durability perspective, you have Gorilla Glass on the front and back. Onto performance. This is obviously really important as we think about setting up the set of things that we're asking our phones to do these days. You can see we've beefed up the RAM this year, moving from 12 to 16 gigs, and introduced the latest generation of our Tensor chip. And we will talk a little more about that when we get to Gemini. But really capable device, and again, setting these devices up to last as capabilities improve over the next couple of years. All-day battery life, so you don't have to worry about the things that we've talked about, draining your battery. Pixel continues to sort of offer that reliable all-day battery life. We've also improved charging speeds here. In the Pro XL, you can see getting to 70% in 30 minutes, which is pretty remarkable, and can get you out of a bind if you've forgotten to charge overnight. That's the Pro, kind of key highlights there. I wanted to switch gears to the base model 9. The 9 comes with polished glass finish, so as you're looking through, you sort of see the difference in the finish. Matte, sleek metal frame, really beautiful devices. In terms of colors this year, you can see, again, the obsidian and porcelain. We also are introducing wintergreen and peony. These colors really pop, they're beautiful, they're bold, impressive engineering across these as well. Durability, same as the Pro, twice as durable as last year's device. And similar to the Pro, you see exceptional display, camera, and so on. In terms of the Pixel 9 camera, so last year's device, we sort of introduced the best camera experience at this price point. With the Pixel 9, we're going beyond that. So the easy way to think about this is with the Pixel 9, you're getting 2 Pro-level cameras, and with the Pixel Pro, you're getting 3 Pro-level cameras. So you can see here both the wide and ultra-wide, same specs as the Pro device that we just talked about. On the front-facing camera, we've also upgraded there. Our front-facing camera this year comes with autofocus, so if you are taking a video call, you're able to sort of move forwards and backwards, and it'll keep you in sharp view. Also some improved light detection there, light detection. Display again, bigger, brighter, more uniform bezels, 35% increase in brightness. So these displays really pop. Durable Corning Gorilla Glass on the front. Performance-wise, again, another RAM bump on the baseline, so you can sort of see what that's setting up for in terms of capability. We've also done a lot of work on battery life with these devices. This year's 9 showing 20% improvement in battery life under everyday use. And if you're going to a music festival or you're going on a camping trip, extreme battery saver mode will give you 100 hours of use out of a charge, which is a great win. Now, the fun part. Let's talk about the chip that makes all of this possible. So all of those phones that you've seen come today with a brand new chip that we're introducing, Google's Tensor G4. This is our most powerful, most efficient chip ever. It was custom developed hand in hand with Google's DeepMind team, which really means it's at the cutting edge of AI capability. Last year, we introduced the first phone that had Gemini Nano with the Pixel 8. And this year, with G4, we're introducing the first phone with Gemini Nano and multimodality. What multimodality means is your phone is not just understanding text and prompts, it's able to take in imagery, audio, speech, and kind of provide a level of helpfulness there that has never been possible before on a mobile device. This is the first time that we're bringing these highly capable multimodal models and able to run them on a sort of mobile form factor, and that's down to this chip. Beyond AI use cases that we will talk about, just baseline performance, you're seeing better web browsing speeds, you're seeing 17% faster app launch speeds, and again, battery life improvements through the efficiency of the silicon. All right. At I/O, for those of you who covered that, we spoke about how we were sort of in this once-in-a-generation moment to change how people think about what a phone can do. We're reimagining Android as sort of having AI at its core. And in order to facilitate that, obviously the devices need to be incredibly capable and powerful, running AI workloads smoothly across the experience. That's why G4 has been developed with industry-leading token rates. It's able to process some of those heavy AI workloads in ways that are really staggering across performance, across efficiency. This has only been made possible because of being able to work hand in hand with DeepMind. So you sort of can imagine the silicon and the AI workloads really optimized for each other. Beyond processing speed, this is also what has allowed us to provide that multimodality experience, which is a significant jump in sort of computational complexity. We're also providing a RAM carve-out specific for AI. So that bump that we talked about in RAM, some of that is being used towards ensuring that Gemini and AI workloads are running smoothly, consistently across the experience. Pixel 9 is actually the first device that's taking that approach. What makes Gemini special, I think, is how we ensure your personal information is protected. So unlike some other products, with Gemini, your data is being processed end-to-end within Google's ecosystem. You're not sending your personal data to a third-party service that you may not know or trust. Across the board, whether it is at the edge, so the AI chip that's running on your device, through to the cloud and the powerful processing available through Google's infrastructure, you are working within a single brand. What that means is we're able to be really deliberate about where do we optimize for performance, where do we optimize for privacy, where do we optimize for capability and helpfulness. And you'll see that come to life in a few of the features that we'll jump into. All right. This year, Pixel 9 comes with Gemini built in throughout the experience and as the default assistant. So with your permission, what that means is Gemini is able to look at things like your inbox, your calendar, appointments, to-do lists, and it's able to combine that information and provide a set of helpful experiences that, again, have never been possible before on a mobile device. I heard an interesting story just yesterday about a colleague who had asked Gemini, please go find my resume from Drive from 2024 and write a short personal statement for a health team I want to apply to. And in a few seconds, Gemini was able to pull that information together and give him a really helpful starting point. That is a level of complexity and sophistication where we're moving from assistants that are agents and sort of answering questions in terms of set a timer, what's the weather. We're moving towards true intelligence, where this tool is able to help you get those jobs done end-to-end more quickly. And in this case, the colleague was very impressed with the result. Gemini's also upgraded to those multimodal models. So again, reinforcing this idea of moving from just a text input-output to being an experience that can bring in more context from the world around you. An example I love here is if you're walking along and you see a poster for a show that you want to go to, you can snap a picture of the poster, you can ask Gemini to check whether you're available that night, you can even ask Gemini to put a text together to invite your friends and maybe a cute image to get people pumped up, and all of that can be done end-to-end in a flash with this true Gemini assistant. Another point on Gemini, we're improving how Gemini communicates with you. So as people, we like to talk through problems, we like to have conversations, that's how we learn. And that's why I'm genuinely excited about how Gemini Live changes the interface. You're able to have a free-flowing conversation with your assistant. I was using this the other day, we were thinking about landscaping our yard, and we're sitting there in the space being able to look around and ask, what kinds of plants grow well in this environment? And if we don't like that color, what else could we choose? For a length of fence this long, how many plants do I need? And how much money does that cost? At the end of that conversation, because it felt so natural, I was off to Bunnings. Like, this was a DIY project ready to go. And again, I think being able to do that in a way that's free-flowing, it's seamless, it really does feel like you have an assistant there helping you along the way. Gemini Live is transformative. I think as you get to experience this product, it changes the game in terms of how you experience AI. Gemini Live, in terms of how that's coming to market, we are making it available first to Gemini Advanced subscribers, and then to make sure that all of our 9 Pro device purchasers are able to really get that experience. That subscription will be bundled in with your purchase for the first 12 months. So you're getting 12 months of Gemini Advanced with the Pro devices. Right, new features. Lots going on here, so we'll fly through. Beyond the assistant that we just talked about and some of the changes there, there are a number of apps that are really taking advantage of the integration between software and hardware. Starting with a first all-new Pixel exclusive. So this is Pixel Screenshots. What it helps you do is sort of remember and organize information that you might need to sort of stow away in a memory bank, and then recall it really easily. So what we noticed is people take screenshots of things they want to remember. So think door codes when you're on holiday, Wi-Fi passwords, addresses. What we found is people are already doing this behavior. If you take a quick screenshot to go and look it up later, what Pixel Screenshots is able to do is apply Gemini to organize that information, and then you can simply ask Gemini, hey, what was the PIN code for that apartment from Jared? And it'll be able to pull that information right up, the screenshot, the context, and give you a quick answer. Pixel Screenshots runs on device, so from a privacy perspective, thanks to that multimodality, again, we're taking in images, we're taking in speech, we're taking in text input, and it's able to do that all without that information leaving your device. Okay, here we go, Pixel Studio. So Pixel Studio is a really fun tool. I hope you guys will spend some time playing with this. This is how we're using our first of its kind image generator on the Pixel 9. Pixel Studio you can think of as sort of a creativity canvas powered by AI. It helps you create new images with a simple prompt. You can also then edit, change the subject, reorganize, layer on text. Once the image is generated, you can also change the style. So you can change from photorealistic to cartoon style and much more. I can tell you, or at least the people in my group chats can tell you, my meme game has improved considerably as a result of this tool. And it is just a whole bunch of fun to play with, so I encourage you to get to know Pixel Studio. Behind the scenes here, this is using our Imagen 3 AI models, so that's running on the cloud, and some diffusion models on the device for when you're making quick edits. So the experience is really quick, it's real time, and a lot of fun. Okay, here we go. Talking about camera and camera features. Camera is obviously something that we're incredibly proud of in the Pixel team. We've spent the last 9 years relentlessly continuing to optimize and improve the camera experience. This year we rebuilt large parts of our pipeline from the ground up, really to take advantage of that hardware capability and some of the new AI features. So of course, this year coming back, you'll still be getting great night sight video. We've rebuilt the panorama experience, and there's some big improvements to that as well. The big headline, I think, in terms of camera this year is video. So Pixel 9 Pro is by far delivering our best video experience yet. Video Boost, which you may be familiar with, has been upgraded. So this year's Video Boost can go up to 8K with AI rescaling. So you're capturing video and then being able to upscale that for just super clear and crisp video content. Super Res Zoom is also available. This allows you to zoom in as far as 20x with a smooth zoom through the video range. Also low light being improved in our video experience. So a lot of really great enhancements in the video space. You'll see that in the tech specs kit. 2 new AI-powered features in store when you need to make edits after you've captured video. Photos or video, I should say. The first is what we call Add Me. This is all about group photos. You might be familiar, last year we spoke about Best Take, which is all about making sort of everyone in the group look their best with a beautiful smile on their face. But we've all had that experience, I'm sure, where you're out with friends. Someone's like, let's take a photo. Who's got the best camera? I pull out my Pixel, obviously, and get a little bit of an ego boost. It's great for my cred. It's less great because I'm not in the picture, right? I'm standing there, I'm taking the picture of the group. Add Me allows us to use some new capabilities so that you're not handing your phone to a stranger. Those photos never look as good, and you're able to be part of the picture. How it works, it uses our AR platform, augmented reality platform, and on-device AI. You take a picture of the group, and then you swap spaces with somebody who is in the group, and the AR experience will help sort of make sure that you're able to be composed into that image as if you were there. It is pretty fun, great for families, great for groups of friends. Again, look forward to you guys trying this out. Magic Editor, which we introduced last year. This is about using generative AI to do complex edits as quickly as possible. This year we're expanding Magic Editor with 2 important new features. First feature is auto frame. This allows you to sort of recompose an image. So we have trained a set of models around known photography techniques that improve storytelling, sort of bring the subject out in a photo. What it'll do is present a set of options to you after you've taken a picture to recompose. Gen AI will fill in the gaps if it needs to, and so you get these really impressive sort of shifts in perspective with the Magic Editor. And Reimagine, this is by far my favorite feature in the Magic Editor right now. Essentially just being able to type a quick prompt and it will reimagine the shot that you have. So this could mean backgrounds, walls, season, time of day, replacing, as you can see here, fireworks in the background, as well as some really creative things that the team has been experimenting with. This is a whole new world of creativity for your photos. And it is a lot of fun to play with. Okay, when I click it, it stopped. There we go. Fantastic. That was a lot on phones. We still have a couple more things to get through, so we'll keep flying through. Phones-wise, Pixel 9, 9 Pro, and Pro XL. Brand new size for the Pro, as I said. New evolution of Gemini and that multimodal capability. Improved durability, twice as durable as last year's phone. Improved performance, and of course the very best camera system. So that's kind of the capture of the Pixel 9 this year. Pricing-wise, the Pixel 9 is starting at $1,349, and the Pixel 9 Pro XL, so sort of the larger Pro model, starting at $1,849.
So there you go, guys. There's a pretty thorough rundown of the differences between the Pixel 9 Pro, the Pixel 9 Pro XL, and the Pixel 9. Make sure you stay tuned to the channel because there's definitely more content coming, including reviews of the various devices. But thank you very much for watching it. Check out my other videos. Until next time, I'll see you later.